welcome back to the rabbit. Oh no. This is no longer the rabbit board. It used to be the rabbit board. This is Lola AnnaBelle. And thank you for joining me as I continue painting this. It's, I'm doing a rhododendron thing on top of what I wrote. And anyway, I just got done filming another video. As I mentioned before, I like to kind of film these back to back, so you'll see me usually the same week, in the same outfit, same makeup. Hi. No shame here. So yeah, I'm going to be continuing that. In this video, we're going to be talking about cryptids, because I was having a creative block. Writing this stuff out was a challenge and a half this week. I'm going to be honest here. But anyway, I decided to do cryptids. And this guy is called the Altamaha-ha. It's a serpent of the Altamaha River in Georgia. So, and they call him Altie. So, probably this whole video I'm going to refer to the creature as Altie. So this is an American cryptid. So, so southeastern border of Georgia, so like where the ocean meets, it's coast of the ocean. So, it's also like hissing sea monster. Altie is very important to the culture of Georgia and folklore. I imagine so. They are also the most seen creature in all of America. I did not know that. I would think Bigfoot. Bigfoot has a very famous history in this country, and same with this kind of reports across the world. So, so there's two. Like, I'm going to tell two stories. So, when I found this second part, like, because I did a little more digging into it, also all resources, as always, will be linked down in the description box below. So, the sightings of the creature happened pre-colonization of, like, British, and, so it originated with the lower Muskogee Creek tribe, and these are, I don't know, it's the creek, from what I understand, and there were several tribes that made this up, including the Catawba, Iroquois, Shawnee, and Cherokee. And the other important thing to note is, Darien is a town founded by Highlanders, and they were, and these Highlanders came from the area of Loch Ness where sightings were, and this was back in 1735. Sorry too, I mentioned this in my other video, I have a toddler. We thought he was exhausted. He went down for a nap. If you have toddlers, let me know this, if you go through this. So, these Highlanders, they were recruited in 1735. I am going to go in with purple pizzazz. So, that's just interesting because this creature, at least the drawings I've saw of it, I might leave one up here, look like Loch Ness. Let me know if this is wrong, because, I'm not from Georgia. It's one of the Altamaha-ha. The Altamaha River is one of the largest rivers in Georgia, with a large river basin, only second to the Mississippi River basin. Brush it away, that micro is planned. It's 137 miles long, and it meets up with 3 major tributaries, which kind of layman's terms means smaller rivers. My geology lessons here. The first two come in, the Ocmulgee and the Ocnee rivers come in and near Lumberton City, and then the third one, Ohoopee, joins it. And then it empties into the Altamaha Sound above Brunswick. If you're from Georgia and watching this, say hi, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just going off from what I found. So, and then it empties out into the counties near McIntosh and Glen. Gosh. So there are many islands, acres of marshes, canals, and ponds in this area, and old rice fields. Also, I did not know that was a thing in America. I think I did, but I mean, that's just, I think rice and I think Asia. Like that's the optimal, like, growing ground of rice. So, he's been spotted in small streams and the twisting river channels and judge marshes and near Darien, Butler Island, and McIntosh. So let's talk about Altie. He has a surgeon-like body, a bony ridge on top, front flippers but no back limbs. He swims like a dolphin, so, not fish-like. And then sharp teeth, protruding eyes. He's grayish, greenish in color with a yellow, whitish underbelly. So, fishes and a lot of creatures, what's cool is they're dark on top and then they're light on the bottom, and the reason for that is camouflage. So when you're looking down and you see them, it's really hard to see them. But if you're looking up from under them, it's really hard to see them because average is spotted 20 to 30 feet, although smaller and larger ones have been spotted, suggesting that Altie is not the only one. This creature is not one, it could be many. That's not looking bad on camera. I'm not sure I like it in person. So it's been seen basking itself in the sun along the river. There has been no physical evidence, of course, like many cryptids. And it tells date back for centuries. Natives describe it as a giant snake-like creature that hisses and bellowing from below. I am a skeptic when it comes to cryptids. I just find these tales interesting and the human mind interesting. Surrounding these, the first non-native report, that's important, was in 1830, and it was to the Savannah, Georgian newspaper, I think. There was multiple sightings along the Georgia coast, the primary being Captain Delanio of the schooner Eagle, and he said it was a large creature. I'm gonna make my background for this. There's about so a large creeper off of the St. Simons Island below the mouth of the Altamaha River, and it was 70 feet long. It's huge, and the circumference about a barrel. So I think what they're talking about barrel wise is, like, if you ever, like, a winery, like anything like that uses barrels to age their adult beverages in. Yeah, so, like, they're about, I would say, like, at least the widest, about 2.5, 3 feet across. So, the 5 men on the boat saw the creature, and as well as planters on St. Simons. So there's a couple of other interesting ones, too. In 1920, 28 timbermen saw a snake-like monster. In 1935, hunters reported seeing a giant snake. In 1940s, Boy Scouts reported seeing the creature. In 1950s, 2 officials from Reedsville State Prison saw it. In 1969, 2 brothers fishing saw an animal and they thought it was a sturgeon, but they realized it wasn't. or at least that's what they thought. It was about 10 to 12 feet long. So giant. Snout of an alligator. A horizontal tail. A triangle ridge on the top. So wide back, I imagine. Sharp teeth. It was gunmetal green collar. And the summer of 1980, 2 men saw Altie stranded on the bank of a river, and it was like lying half. It was struggling to get back into the water. My heart would probably be terrified, but also want to try to help it. Just my this was star collar about 20 feet long, and as they were watching it, it finally got itself back to the water and just disappeared, never be seen again. The December of 1980, a man thought he saw Altie in Smith Lake. It was about 15-20 feet long. Snake-like 2 brown humps protruded from the water, and it left a wake behind, and that it protruded in the wakes of the speedboat. Also, in the 1980s, crowd fishermen described a creature as well as described as the world's biggest flower storm, I think. I came up with this, and I'm like, I got this, and then as I got closer to doing this, I got more terrified. Okay, where were we? In more recent history, in 2002, a man pulling off a boat near Brunswick saw a 20 feet, a 6-foot break in the water, so pretty big, so a large creature made a wake. And then an amateur and photographer saw something, videoed something strange swimming in a channel off Fort King George Historical Site in Darien. So, like I said, when it comes to cryptids, so here's my thing. Large areas where people aren't inhabited, I think something could exist. It's possible. I don't think it's what people think it is. And I think people's eyes and minds start playing tricks on their bodies. So same thing with Altie. I think you see logs, you see movement, shadows, and especially if you really want to see something, your mind starts making things up, so it's real. Because another interesting part of the human mind is it can manipulate memories too. Especially the further away you are from the memory. Your mind, it can change details. That's why crime witnesses aren't always so reliable. Man, this headband's tight. That's what's coming off my head says. So, anyway, it's an interesting tale. If you're from Georgia, say hello. If you've ever heard of Altie. I've never heard of this cryptid before. I might do more of these. Like I said, I was in kind of a creative block. I like talking about dragons. I think dragons are cool. Cryptids are cool too, and I think especially when it comes to sights, people seeing them, and the human mind intrigues me. So, yeah. So I will see you next week, and I hope you enjoyed this. It looks a lot better from where you are than so. Anyway, we will continue this next time. So I will see you next time. Bye. Where Georgia gets onto the ocean. Not once. Blah blah blah. I can't be alone when it comes to nap toppers and toddlers. Okay.